All yours.
Is this Batman and Robin, the Trump Vance dynamic? Welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. David Washington, Joel Hoxley. We have had an exciting week. We don't usually do a lot of talk about federal politics, but it's all the talk of the town. We sent all our delegates to in the Republican Party up to Wisconsin, and they are making more than cheese up there. Let me tell you, they are making joy. They are having a great time, and they have now got their Gotham City taken care of with, they have now put the dynamic duo of Trump Vance together. You know, it's wonderful. And if you're a conservative, you know, you can save money. Just take the PE off of Pence and put a Virginia on there and you're good to go. Now, following the, I gotta read this, I guess, but following the unfortunate event involving Trump, he has become more vigilant about security measures. Trump has enlisted the help of discreet security personnel. Despite this, he made a surprise appearance at the Republican National Convention with a bandage on his ear on Monday following the JD Vance selection. Furthermore, Ohio Senator Vance had made disparaging remarks about Trump in the past, referring to him as Hitler, cynical asshole, and noxious during a private conversation with his roommate. The leaked conversation took place in 2022. There you go. I think Vance has not said anything that I haven't said about Trump. But still, you know, doesn't stop you from supporting somebody.
Right. JD Vance is the future of Trumpism. And he's fully embraced MAGA. He has done a 180 from being a outspoken opponent of Trumpism to one of Trump's major backers. And so I think Trump's seeing in JD Vance his legacy moving forward beyond a presumptive, 4 more years of Trump, maybe 8 years of JD Vance. The way that the Democrats are imploding, that looks pretty much correct. However, I thought, Governor Doug Burgum was going to be the nominee because he brings money, donors.
But he brings competition. Listen, this is a perfect pick for Donald Trump.
For Donald, not necessarily the nation or the Republican Party.
Don't let David get there. Okay, listen. Donald Trump picked the best person for him.
Right.
To serve with him. And I think what JD Vance brings to the American people is something so much stronger, because this is not the story alone of JD Vance and the fact that people have to learn about it. This is the I stand on my own pick. Now, if you don't know what that means, David, for me, to stand on your own pick is when you've been serving under Ronald Reagan for 8 years and you have to come out and pick a vice president and be your own man, and you come up with, a Dan Quayle, right? But I don't think JD Vance is a Dan Quayle. I think he gives even more to the ticket because of where he started from. Here's a young man who, from Middletown, Ohio. He lived in poverty. his mother was addicted to drugs. He's got to watch his mother get arrested at 12 years old. He was raised by his grandmother. I think one of the things he said is I was hanging out with this kid that did drugs, and my grandmother said, my Mima uh, said that if I hung out with him anymore, she'd hit him with the car, and nobody would know.
Some tough love
Some tough talk. But when she passed away, she was much older, and they found concealed weapons in every room of the house because as she lost mobility, she wanted to make sure she could protect the people in there. I'm like, this is the kind of person I like, down to earth.
The American story.
Look, JD is going to bring something. He's going to continue the America First agenda, but I think he brings a perspective of where the Republican Party always has been for me. The party of the middle class. He understands that everything have to work for it. United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi to my competition in the military. But he's from Ohio, so he's going to have to work really hard in Michigan.
Yeah.
But I'm really impressed with
Wolverines.
I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed because Hillbilly Elegy was written prior to him even becoming a senator. His wife is of Indian descent. He went to Ohio, then found himself in Yale. He went to Ohio on the GI Bill. He went in after 9/11, served 4 years, went to school, got his degree, and went to Yale. I mean, American story, 100%. And now he takes care of his mother. And if elected, they'll celebrate her 10th year of sobriety. Well, they're in the White House.
Quintessential, American story.
So I like Vance. Is he young? Listen,
he's
39 years old.
He'll be 40. Be president? No.
Yeah, he can.
Oh, okay.
He'll be
35
and older. 35 and older. But yeah, he will. Yeah, he's 39 years old. He'll be 40 when they take office. Look, other than the beard, this new thing with the beards, I mean,
everybody, yeah. I'm here. You can't trust a person without a beard.
Listen, I got to grow my back here because we've had the shift.
Yeah.
It's breast cancer awareness that happened, so that's a story in itself.
I guess
history. So breast cancer awareness month. Always, then men have breast cancer too. So.
Yeah.
In support, you have November comes along, and every guy, doesn't shave all of November. So I guess once you have a beard, you don't shave it off. So
I'm trying to grow a goatee, and it's okay.
Make up for the sunshine.
Exactly. But in my analysis of, are we getting now? Politically, Vance promotes and advances Trumpism, MAGA. He is a staunch supporter of Trump and staunch supporter of Trumpism and everything that goes with Trumpism. He is from Ohio, so he won't necessarily bring a state that is a swing state into the Republican camp when the electoral votes are counted. So he doesn't bring that. He doesn't bring a whole lot of money. No, well, I take that back. He's a good fundraiser. That we do know about Vance. He taps into that demographic of conservative white men who feel disconnected from the rest of the world, who feel disconnected from, the politics, the DEI politics of, the current administration and so forth and so on. I don't think it's a outstretched hand of cooperation to the liberals and the Democrats in, picking Vance. He's very conservative. He's very conservative on immigration, on abortion. He is, Trump's ideal candidate. He's young and he could carry, Trumpism, which is now the Republican Party, forward after this election, after
I'm letting you get away
Biden
with.
wins and
I'm
JD can run.
I'm letting you get away with this Trumpism thing. It's not Trumpism.
No, it is Trump.
Listen, it's America first.
It's
about being
okay.
America
So American first. If you go back to the original concept of American
No,
first, that's kind of scary in itself. So let's call
America first.
Trump owns the Republican Party. His daughter-in-law runs the RNC, right?
Listen,
the state parties are Trumpists, Trumpsters. Come on, Joel. Let's call it for what it is. JD Vance.
The Trump
in 2 years, JD Vance has
Trump leads the
180.
party. So Trump leads the party.
He
Trump
owns the
is
party.
our nominee.
He
Trump
owns
is
the party.
Biden owns your party right now, and he's being thrown to the wolves. Listen, you're back over in the French Revolution right now. I want, you can say anything you want. Like, all I know is I am in the kingdom of, in the Republican Party has the kingdom of, Trump, if you want to say,
Right.
That's fine. But we are being led into the promised land. We are getting the White House. We are getting the Senate. We are getting the House of Representatives, and we're going to show in 2 years that we can get things better than what we've had to go and do.
Like the first 2 years that Trump had control of the
we had
Congress.
We had great. Listen, the one thing you get guaranteed with Donald Trump is he sticks to and fulfills all his promises. And
I expect him to.
And a promise is a promise, and that's what you're going to get. And at least we aren't hiding the fact that we've got a feeble president, and that the party's at fault. If the Democrats hadn't been trying to hide things, this would be a whole different story. Just be honest that the president has some setbacks. Tell us, okay, well he's sharp, but yeah, we really don't want to keep him in public too much. Sure, he falls asleep at every meeting he goes to. Sure, we just don't take pictures.
I thought this was about
But right now we have
Trump
and Vance, which is going to lead us into the November with a win, a victory, and a victory because Vance does bring a huge amount of vigor to the party. And guess what? What's the one thing here at Jay in Washington we try to do? We try to get young people involved. And guess what Donald Trump did? He got somebody young and vibrant involved. His wife is young and vibrant. She's a former Democrat. He's a former anti-Trumper. Guess what? You're unifying the party. We are more unified as a Republican Party today than we have been under his first administration.
That's true.
We are going to win because we've seen for the last 4 years what we believe to be a giveaway of our money to Ukraine. We see the giveaway to give the power back to Iran and Iraq, and all of a sudden we have Hamas being funded and a war in Israel. One thing we didn't have under Donald Trump is we had no new wars. We would have had a good pullout, we believe, and I'm going to give you that. We believe that our exit from Afghanistan would not have had 13 casualties.
That was the exit that Trump brokered. Okay.
No, not the way it was. Not the way it was executed. No, the way it was executed was all on this president, and for him to stand there on the stage, on the stage and say, "We have lost nobody under my watch," is the reason he loses veterans. Period, because he has not one iota of care and take responsibility for the lives that he's lost under his command.
Okay.
So, I mean,
But you have to give Trump credit. I mean, this is his party, and
it is his party. I'm not going to say that, but
his way of governing is now the way that Republicans will rally themselves under this particular banner this particular form of politics. This is a defining moment for the Republicans.
This is the thing.
This is who you all are now.
But
Now,
this is what we
I'm
have.
just saying. In a way, this is good because again, you said you all are unified. Yes, you all
because
are unified.
You know why we're unified?
And on the same page.
Because we know we go into this. Donald Trump wins this election, and unlike what he did the first time, he really kept on running because he knew he had another term. He knows going in, he has no second term. He doesn't have to keep running for office. He can actually govern. This is why I wrote my blog, and I say that this is just like a mirror copy of Grover Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin Harris takes over. Benjamin Harris has to deal with a bad economy and all this other stuff. He never got any momentum. He never got the people rallied behind him. And then Grover Cleveland comes back and has one of the best administrations. If Republicans doing history, go back and you have to look at his party affiliation to see what he did because he was so conservative. But he had that phenomenal term. And since he's the only one who's ever stood that way, now we have the same situation. Now, does Benjamin Harris go all the way? Or does he tip his hat and say, I'm out, and let the Democrats do it? Donald Trump has done everything right to this point, and God Almighty has saved his life and rallied more people to his side because they know he's a fighter. And since he's fighting and he's not hiding, that's why he's got the support. So just like Batman, he's got his belt on and he's ready to use his utility belt in any way possible to win this election. And now he's got the young JD Vance, his Robin, to come out and defend against Kamala Harris, the woman who couldn't even go to the border.
Yeah, that's a knock on Vice President Harris, and that's something that they'll deal with. Going back to Vance and Trump again, on day one, if Trump is elected again, organizations like the Heritage Foundation are prepared to make sure that our federal government is in the image of Trumpism. And this would be this is something that liberals have been screaming about, talking about, and bringing to the attention of the American people. Particularly, I'm talking about Project 2025, which I urge people to do your research. Not only just read about it and read the 900-page document we have, but also do a little history and go back into the what Trump has done to lead up to the formation of Project 2025, and then you'll get the essence of why this is a serious threat to current government.
But understand that Donald Trump has nothing to do with it.
Yes, he does. Look at the list. Look at the list of people who authored Project 2025.
Project 2025
and
is
where they came from.
Project 2025 is an independent, separate from the government
yes.
organizations. The list of organizations are all conservative.
Headed by the Heritage Foundation.
However, this is not Donald Trump's plan.
It's a plan created
to
the next conservative presidency
in the most critical time of a presidency, which is the first 100 days. So please, again, David and I have both been critical of Project 2025
yes.
to tie it to Trump himself. This is a conservative in the White House.
Yes,
should take on these projects.
Yes,
that's what it is. And please stop reading the lies. Okay? What the Democrats are trying to feed you is fear. The document itself can be fearful, but not for the lies that they're telling about abortion and all this other stuff. Read the document. Understand what you should be afraid of in this outline, as a conservative, are afraid of certain things, and liberals have their right to be afraid, but not for some of the crap you're getting on social media. Just like, oh, the person, like the Republicans saying, oh, you got to get this Jason Willis was the guy that shot was told not to shoot the shooter, and he's now been let go, and this bullshit. Research, know what's true, know what's false. I urge you. That's why we've been talking about Project 2025 from the
For
beginning.
a year.
Again, this is where our directors are going to go, Joel. This is now embedded in the back of a program. So, but Project 2025 is something to be concerned with, but it's not Trump's. It's an independent organization, and don't be lied to by the Democrats or the Republicans. Read it, understand it. You don't have to read the whole thing to understand. This is a family-based program, but it gives more power to the president than he should have, and that's what is the fearfulness. It replaces heads of departments and tries to eliminate, partisanship inside the bureaucrats, which I think is unfair in the fact that your political affiliation shouldn't have anything to do about your job. So again, even as a conservative, I have my concerns with it. David and I have pitched this thing to the facts, not the feelings. And I get mad when the Democrats lie to you, and I get mad when the Republicans lie to us also. Right. So again, that's what this show exists for. Right. Facts, not feelings. And David, thanks for bringing that up. And
you have to understand the context. Don't read Project 2025 in the void. There are other supporting events, experiences, and documents to support what Project 2025
because it's not just the Heritage Foundation. Exactly. Like when you look at all the foundations that are listed as co-authors, this is a think tank that started with Heritage Foundation, but the other think tanks are why you can tie, well, maybe abortion's in there, maybe this is in there.
Look at the GOP platform.
Beautiful platform.
It's how many pages? Oh my, it's so much.
Yeah, but I read it. It's a beautiful platform. It says a lot better than it used to in the past. So.
Look, and that's a good supplemental document as you read Project 2025. It puts things in perspective. It's the platform. Look at what recently happened with the Supreme Court and their decision in the Chevron deference. That too should be something that you review
and don't worry,
support of Project 2025.
It doesn't really support Project 2025.
I don't say it supports it, but it's good information.
It's great information because it's less things that 2025 has to do.
Exactly. He's right. Exactly. So you guys are so, again, to Taraji P. Henson and everyone else, you guys say, oh my God, Project 2025 and all that stuff. We talked about this for a year. It's too late.
You can't. You can use you can just try to scare people, but you scared your president into COVID. Guys, we've had a great time on this show. We have other shows to get to. You can follow up with this. We'll talk more about 2025 and everything else because we could. We could keep that around. We could end up having a 3-hour conversation.
Google Schedule F. Just Google that, and you'll see what we're talking about. We've been ahead of this for a year now. So, 100%. Good luck, liberals, and trying to explain this and all this stuff.
If you tuned in at the beginning, you'd already have this information. You would have been out there knowing those political innovators have hit something early, and then they could get in trouble by the Republican Party for, actually voicing true facts about 2025. Mm-hmm. It's funny that when I give your suggestions to your Democrats, because they're sitting on their ass doing nothing, they don't take it and roll with it.
I don't get it.
But then it's like, okay, guess what they're doing now, David? They're trying too late to try to do something. I said, David, this document's scary. I mean, it's scary for a conservative. It's got to be scary for you guys, right? And we talked about it, and we've talked about it ad nauseum.
Oh,
And
Jesus, yes.
now you guys finally start talking about it. That's why Jay in Washington is political innovators, because we find those things, we look at those things that are going to affect us, and those things that are coming way before you do. And yeah, they probably knew it, but they said, no, I don't. It's too difficult to put into a 60-second soundbite.
What are they talking about? You know,
Well,
they're just yapping their
I'll tell you a
guns.
way to say 2025, Project 2025 is Big Brother.
I don't know what more to say about it. I mean, I think Project 2025 should go on our list of topics that we have just beat to death.
I know
It's been a
85.
year.
I know 85,000 unemployed
Yeah,
people that are
federal
going to be
workers.
federal employees. They're going to be, they may not even all be hired yet. They're all going to get fired.
Yeah, the administrative law judges, they're on their way out after the Chevron deference. So,
Yep.
maybe they could get their law degrees and become judges.
Maybe they can go to maybe go fill some IRS position that's being vacated by the 85,000, IRS officers that just got hired that were part of the millions of jobs that I made.
Well, they're going to be let go because they're making decisions on regulations that the Supreme Court said that they have no jurisdiction
No
to make.
jurisdiction to make. You can't make this shit up. This is David Washington, Joel Hoxley. We want you to tune in. Make sure you realize that there's a lot of things that we're doing. We'll talk about that on the next episode.
Hey, support Joel. Castleberry Commissioner, seat number 4.
Yep. I'm already winning. I'm first on the ballot.
Stick with the winner.
Let's do this.
We'll see you the next time. We're your political innovators. We're out.